In this episode, we dive into the world of the paranormal with Sam and Colby and hear how these ghost hunting YouTubers are taking their content to the big screen with the film, The Legends of the Paranormal.
We were able to work this entire year on more of a feature film length version of that. But this year, not only do we get to have like an exclusive to theaters, it's a 7-day release over 350 plus Cinemark theaters. So it's definitely way bigger, way better, and we've spent a lot more time on this one.
We also discuss how they keep their Hell Week fresh year after year.
And so we're always trying to think of like the next big thing.
And this year in particular, we're doing something that I don't think any other Paranormal crew has ever done.
I don't think so.
Uncover the secrets behind their success in merchandise and expanding their brand.
Merchandise has become like a massive piece of our business, which is amazing, and we're very blessed. We are relaunching all new designs in Zoomies with our merch line Explore. And also after the Hell Week season, Explorer is going to be launching a Hot Topic nationwide as well.
And get a sneak peek on their future plans.
2025, the fans have no idea what's coming. Like, we are working on so many different projects behind the scenes, and it's all about to come out for everybody.
Excellent. So today on the podcast, I'm joined by Sam and Colby. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
Excellent.
Excited.
So I'm really excited to get into the film and Hell Week. But before we do that, can you just explain what type of content do you create?
So we take creators to the most haunted places in the world, and we stay as long as possible, humanly possible. And we'll take ghost equipment there, and search for ghosts in the paranormal.
And how did you get into that?
It's a long story, long story. We've been doing social media for over 10 years, but our first investigation was actually at a spot called the Queen Mary. We were not believers whatsoever, but after our experience there, we experienced something so crazy that we wanted to do this full time and figure out what the paranormal was all about.
I love it. And what does the creative process look like for a video? How do you come up with the ideas?
At first, honestly, we just went around like, our hometown. We're like, okay, where are the most haunted places? And let's try to get down to the lore. But nowadays, we take it a lot more seriously, and we genuinely try to go to the most haunted places in the world. So it can take us all over the world. We have a full production team, and we research places beforehand. And then once we kind of understand what the story is behind each location, we go in there and we genuinely just capture what happens. So we try to make it very documentary style, which allows us to, I don't know, it's really interesting because we kind of just experience what we want to experience with our friends and then get to tell the story afterwards in editing.
I love that. And I know that you've expanded beyond YouTube. You had your first film, which you launched last year. Can you tell us a bit more about that? And what did you learn from the process?
Yeah, no, we're super grateful for it. Yeah, last year we premiered. So every single year around October, Halloween season, we'll do something called Hell Week, which is like our grand finale of the year. Our year ends at like October pretty much. And so it's like our grand finale. And last year we were very lucky to get our Conjuring series, which was only supposed to be on YouTube, into theaters. And it did so well that we were lucky enough to strike up a deal this year and make a fully exclusive movie just for the theaters and not YouTube at all.
So tell us more about that then. I know it launches imminently. You've got a premiere tomorrow, is that right?
Yes, I got a premiere tomorrow, and this one is particularly special because, again, like Colby said, it's not being shared on YouTube. So last year was more of like a trial run. We had a 1-day release, partnered with Cinemark, which was amazing. We were able to sell out about 168 theaters nationwide. And because of that, we were able to work this entire year on more of a feature film length version of that video. But this year, not only do we get to have like an exclusive to theaters, it's a 7-day release over 350 plus Cinemark theaters. So it's definitely way bigger, way better, and we spent a lot more time on this one.
It's surreal. Like, we're super grateful. It's mind blowing.
Can you share any information? Like what can viewers expect from it?
What's interesting about this one is unlike our usual content, which is primarily like we talked about ghost hunting, we were able to kind of expand the search, if you will. And so we went to this place called Mount Wilson Ranch, not only in search of the paranormal, but also there have been a lot of alien sightings and these sightings of cryptids or skinwalkers, as they say. So we were able to investigate many different types of the paranormal and kind of expand our search. And we got a lot more people involved, which is
And
really interesting.
that's why it's like completely new to our audience because, like Sam was saying, we are solely known for ghost hunting. But adding cryptids and aliens into the picture, it made it super exciting and different for our fandom.
Got it. And you're really pioneering in the creator economy with something like this. How did you build that deal with the cinema and the distribution and pull this whole production together?
Well, one, I think over the course of the last couple of years, we've kind of been doing this style of content that leads really hand in hand with traditional media and this feature-length type of film. So most of our videos are around 90 minutes, and we have this full like documentary style. So when the opportunity presents itself, we're like, oh, our fans, our supporters are accustomed to this. Like pretty much once a month, they sit down, popcorn with the families,
Mhm.
and are watching pretty much a Sam and Colby movie all the time. So when we were presented with this opportunity, we're like, oh, actually makes perfect sense for us to go in this direction, and it's something that we've been looking forward to for a very, very long time.
And yeah, to piggyback on that answer a little bit, yeah, our fans are known to like come together as groups or with either like friends or family and watch our videos, make it like an event. Since we only post like once a month every like 6 weeks, it is like an event for our fandom. And so having something to where people can go with their friends or family, or honestly just by themselves, like leave the house. They're so used to watching us on a computer screen and go to an actual theater and experience something with friends is like perfect world. And it was just like the perfect matchup with the theaters.
I love it. And what is the production process like? Is it different from a standard YouTube video?
Well, we learned that the hard way, that's for
Mhm.
sure, man. So we are slowly bridging that gap. So we didn't want to make it completely different than our YouTube content.
Mhm.
So in terms of how it's shot, it's still very Sam and Colby-esque. It's very much our style. We're shooting it with our own cameras still. However, there's a lot more research that goes into this, and the editing process and the distribution process is much different.
So different.
So what fans have to look forward to on that is it is different than YouTube. It's the same style, but you get a different side of Sam and Colby because
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about this YouTube algorithm. We don't have to worry about cutting it down to only this very specific spots. We get to tell the story a lot more open. You know, you
Yeah.
get to see the raw moments of Sam and Colby, and we get to edit it a little bit more relaxed and different,
Yeah.
which is a beautiful process,
It's
that's for sure.
slower. It's a slower paced like movie while a lot of like our YouTube videos like getting to the point and like making it super entertaining as like fast as possible and for as long as possible. But yeah, this movie we you really get to sit back and see us in a different light, which I don't think the fans have ever seen before.
Got it. Well, I guess you can guarantee the retention in a cinema, right? Unless somebody leaves. So,
A little bit
Exactly.
more so than on YouTube, that's for sure.
and it's having a limited release for 7 days. What happens after that?
Well, yeah. So again, this is a work in progress. We want to figure out the best relationship with the theaters. So last year was a test run. We had one day. This year we're blessed with like a 7 day release, and hopefully we get better and better about this, and we bridge the gap more and more to where this becomes at least a yearly event to where we can start making more and more movies in the future.
Yeah, honestly, the sky's the limit. Like, this is a learning process for us, of course. And so, if the fans keep enjoying it and we're enjoying it as well, then we're just going to keep making better and better movies and hopefully striking cooler deals as time goes on. So, we're excited.
That's great. And Hell Week is approaching as well. That dominates your YouTube programming for Halloween.
Yeah.
How do you keep that fresh and engaging every year?
Well, it usually changes every single year. Like we'll always have meetings. Like for example, we're having meetings now about the Hell Week for next year and exactly like the ideation of what we want to do. And so we're always trying to think of like the next big thing. And so I'm sure Hell Week next year is going to look completely different than what we've done in this year and like previous years. And yeah, it's all just about like the ideation of it all and going to like the scariest places we can possibly think of. That like tops the last one.
Yeah, just like the movie, pretty much the movie and Hell Week we work on all year.
Hmm.
So it's our time to really show all of our cards. And yeah, I mean, it changes every single year. And this year in particular, we're doing something that I don't think any other paranormal crew has ever done.
I don't think
So
so.
And I hear there's a haunted school in Idaho that's the central location. Is that right?
It's in Iowa. It's about 20 minutes from Des Moines.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, no, we have like we can't spill all the beans about it, but we have like some really exciting announcements and news about this spot. And yeah, we spent an entire week where we couldn't leave at all. Like we had to stay there every single night in this elementary school. It's called Farrar Elementary School, and it was probably one of the craziest things we've ever experienced ever.
yeah, genuinely blew our minds and gave us a run for our money, that's for sure, even after doing it for this many years.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. And what about merchandise? Are you doing anything special this year?
Yeah, merchandise has become like a massive piece of our business, which is amazing, and we're very, very blessed. About this time last year, we were able to launch in Zoomies nationwide, and about 50 in Canada as
Yeah.
well. And so, actually, in the next 2 weeks, we are relaunching all new designs in Zoomies with our merch line Explore. And
Mhm.
also, after the Hell Week season, Explorer is going to be launching in Hot Topic nationwide as well, which is amazing. An absolute blessing to be in brick and mortar all over. And obviously, all thanks to the fans. When we first announced this, they, you know, struck like wildfire, running around getting Explorer merch, posing pictures at Zoomies, and it really, really, really blew our minds.
Yeah, again, I think like the biggest thing we've learned about like our fandom in the past like year or so is that we do have the type of fans that will leave their house or leave the couch and like go out and do things, which is really cool. It's like super like inspiring to us to see like how many people that we can move to these like Zoomies or Hot Topics or whatever, or the Cinemark and the theaters. It's a blessing, like I was saying.
It's amazing. You've got so much going on. How do you balance the content and the other business activities all at the same time?
It's been a journey, that's for sure. I mean, YouTube has always and will always be the core of everything we do. It's like the content, it's how we talk to our fans, it's how we make that connection. We've always been really interested in business, so it's been a real interesting way to balance the two. We as pretty much apparent. We only post about once a month on our main channel, and we are able to post on a couple of other platforms and YouTube, second YouTube channels. So we try to make sure content is the forefront no matter what. But we've realized that it is really interesting for the audience to do things like this event at the Cinemark theaters, or to engage people and get them out to the malls and get them with the Explore merch and everything like that. But our main goal here is we've realized that in our content, the people that watch our stuff watch it because they want that relationship. They want
Mhm.
that experience of, getting off their couch and doing something. And they get to share that with me and Colby. So
Mhm.
we're trying to figure out the best way to bring that to them in person too. So not only with our content, but we're working on like in-person experiences or things like this theatrical release to where we can have people actually, experience things in person.
Mhm.
That's great. And what about being a duo? What's the benefits and the challenges of that?
Oh man, I mean the benefits is that like two brains are better than one sort of a thing. And yeah, we have been working and been best friends like for years and years and years, like over a decade now. And so just working on everything with your best friend makes it just more fun. It doesn't feel like a job. Obviously, like the hardest part is the creative differences and things like that, but we've known each other for so long and we communicate very well. And if there's ever an issue, we'll just talk it out. And yeah, I think we make like a perfect like yin and yang sort of a dynamic duo.
Yeah, definitely could not do any of this without him. But luckily, we have the same goals in mind,
Yeah.
so it makes it easier.
I love that. Well, before we wrap up, can you just share, looking ahead, anything in the pipeline you can tell us about?
We have a ton of stuff. I mean, obviously, this This month in particular is absolutely insane. So
Mhm.
after the theatrical release, the merch launches, and the Hell Week series, which is going to be phenomenal. Uh, we have we've already started conversations for our 2025 content switch up. Again, we really want to make next year completely different. We want to obviously for the fans, we don't never want to seem like we're continually doing the same thing. So we've already started brainstorming new ideas for other theatrical releases and next year's Hell Week. But like we were saying earlier, we really want to dive into how to give experiences to our fans in the
Mhm.
way that maybe we're not making everybody ghost hunt and stuff like that, but give them the opportunity to go explore or have fun times with friends in the way of products and experiences. Even over the winter, we have an escape room launching on Hollywood Boulevard. So that'll be like first of many type of experiences where people can go out and actually enjoy these types of things by themselves.
But again, that's just scratching the surface. Like the escape room, super excited for during this winter, but 2025, the fans have no idea what's coming. Like we are working on so many different projects behind the scenes, and it's all about to come out for everybody.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for the time. It's great to hear about the film and Hell Week. I'm really excited to see how it does. I love that you're pioneering with what you're doing.
So thank you
Really,
so
really
much.
appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Excellent.